I've got it right here. Is that good? Okay, is that good? All right. I'm not used to high-tech stuff. It's good to see everybody. Good to see everybody here. I'm sorry he said all that. I'm not really a public speaker. They asked me to say a few words, and I agreed to do that. I can't stay too long because it is Gun Appreciation Day, and I have a lot of those military-style assault weapons I need to get back and appreciate. No, really, it's great. In fact, I don't really know what I'm going to say. I lay to you all because I've been talking to you all. It's been great to run into so many viewers here and chat with you, meet your children and everything. While I thought I would have a few minutes to think about something to say that was halfway intelligent, if you can expect that from me. But I just want to say a couple of things. I'm not sure what, but it's an important meeting we're having here. It's a very important gathering. We are not typically very political in the YouTube channel that my son and I run, but we mainly do shooting videos, and we just enjoy shooting thoroughly. However, as things have digressed in a lot of ways and evolved here the last few months, we can't help but speak out a little bit and get a little bit more involved than we have in a more overt way. And so we're happy to do that. It's a shame. There are a lot of good people, a lot of well-meaning people on both sides of this issue. I'm sure you know some of them in your own family you work with. And we're just in a society that is split in a lot of ways. We have so many folks who are raised in an urban environment in society. They don't grow up as I did, and maybe many of you, where their dad, their mom handed them a .22 caliber rifle to shoot. They had land on which to shoot it. It's unfortunate. And so guns are scary to them. And they have no reason to think there ought to be a lot of guns around because they're scary items. And maybe their friends feel the same way. And of course, that's the battle we fight, isn't it? Because if you've grown up like many of us, like myself, a firearm is like a loaf of bread. It's like a crescent wrench. It's just not a big deal, you know. So that's just so far it doesn't even imagine people thinking that way. The only people who don't enjoy shooting, I always say, are people who've never tried it, and that's the problem. Many of them have just not tried it. A lot of really sensitive, artistic, intelligent people that we find ourselves pitted against quite often. We watch them on television when we're not watching YouTube, right? We see them, we enjoy their work, and then we hear them interviewed and we realize, wow, that person's on a different planet than I am when it comes to firearms, and it saddens us a little bit and perplexes us a little bit. I understand it, like the reason I just mentioned. They've grown up in a different environment, and so it's our job to carry the torch, to educate people, to set a good example, which we try to do as we make YouTube videos, and most of the people making YouTube videos and doing the kinds of work we do, I think do set a pretty good example, as I'm sure all of you all do. You wouldn't be here today. So we appreciate the work. It's perplexing. People are worried about a magazine. How many cartridges that magazine holds? It's such an irrelevant issue when you get right down to what the real problems are. And I think all of us here at this gathering know that. And I mean, I've gotten to the point where I almost don't want to argue it. It's so stupid, It's just like arguing about whether the moon's made of green cheese or not. It just makes no sense. It's just very, very, very difficult. So we just got to stay in touch with our representatives, set a great example, make sure our friends are doing that. I'm sure everybody here is doing that. We need to make sure we are spreading the word on that, and that's the answer. We've got to make our voices heard. We're not going to change a lot of people's opinions on things if they're set. They're in concrete. It's slow to change that. But we've got to make the people up on the hill here, and that even more important hill in Washington, hear what we have to say. We just have to do that. The thing is that I don't understand why people can't see this so clearly. Talking about magazines, types of ammo, types of firearms, I mean, how crazy is that? The Second Amendment is totally irrelevant if all of us don't have some free, effective, dangerous weapons. Right. single-shot muskets, we don't have a Second Amendment, you know. So that evil AR-15 has become a symbol of derision and all sorts of things, but it's a symbol of freedom to me. It really is. So anyway, y'all keep doing the good work, and I appreciate all of you. Thank you.